Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can make more money than ever before in Grand Theft Auto Online by simply playing one game from one new game mode. That's right. Today, we're going to be talking about something that was just recently added into Grand Theft Auto Online. By the time you guys are watching this video, probably just over 24 hours, and that is the new Lost versus Damned adversary mode. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how much money you can make from this mode, some simple tips and tricks and pointers that will pretty much guarantee you that you win every single game. And it's going to be really, really easy for you to jump into this and just get a ton of money in Grand Theft Auto Online. That's right. So you basically got about 8 to 9 days by the time I'm making this video to really take advantage of this, because right now, this new adversary mode, Lost versus Damned, is double money and RP. And that's pretty much the only thing that makes playing this adversary mode worth it for an extended amount of time, is that double money and RP. Now, towards the end, I'm going to talk about, like I said, some tips, tricks, my thoughts and opinions. But for now, what I'm going to do is show you guys on the screen a montage. And I mean montage in the most literal sense of players making a ton of money. So let's do that right now. And I'm not talking about chump change here. You know, I'm talking about nearly $300,000, $280,000, $210,000, $250,000, even upwards and beyond of $300,000. That's right. And this is just from one game mode. What you're seeing right now is either the end card or the game summary or the game recap of what players are making in the game. And like I said, it's over $100,000 nearly every time. Some people are getting close to $400,000, nearly over $350,000, which is just absolutely insane. Like I said, you're probably going to see about 30 or so submissions on the screen right now, and I do apologize for some of the quality. All of these were sent in by you guys on Twitter. So some of you either need to get yourself an Elgato like myself, or you need to use the in-game or in-console screen capturing ability. But nonetheless, you can see the just tremendous amounts of money here, like I said, and this is just in one single game mode of the new adversary mode, Lost versus Damned. So needless to say, the money you can make here is absolutely incredible. And I'm not sure why this adversary mode is paying out more than normal, but for whatever reason it is. And obviously due to the fact that it's double money and RP is going to make it very, very valuable. And as I stated earlier, those double money and RP opportunities are going on from now until November 7th. So like I said, you've got about 8 or 9 days left to take advantage of an opportunity like this. And because of this, you can easily make millions, if not multiple millions of dollars per day. So you guys saw some of the amounts that we had right there, $200,000, $300,000. That came from just one game. I mean, you could easily get 2 to 3 games in per hour. So if you just play for an hour to an hour and a half per day, you could easily be making $1 million plus per day. If you do that every single day over the next 8 or 9 days, that could easily be anywhere from 8 to 11 to possibly even upwards of $12 million or beyond, which is insane to think about, because I know a lot of people yesterday were complaining about the price of the Sanctus, and there's obviously going to be some expensive items coming soon. So this is a great opportunity to kind of pay for the items from bikers and maybe even more with this new incredible game mode. So I think my strategy here would just be to play this for about maybe an hour or two a day, because over time it will get old, and you obviously do want to balance having fun with making money. But if you are just looking to straight up grind cash and you don't care about how much fun you're having, then just play this over and over and over again over the next 8 to 9 days. And at the end of that time period, you're going to find yourself a very, very rich man or woman, depending on how much you play this new game mode, Lost versus Damned. Now, what I want to do now is move on to some tips and tricks as to how you can become as rich as possible with this game mode. So, because this adversary mode is new, you're going to have people that jump into it randomly just to try it out. And this is great if you're one of my subscribers, you're watching this video right now, because you can take advantage of just random people jumping in to play the game mode. So what I recommend is, because I think the maximum for each one is either 8 or 10, jump in with either yourself and then 3 or 4 your best friends or crew members, where you're going to have good communication, you're going to be able to talk to each other, or you just know they're competent players. players, and you guys just need to be on a team together. Because this is a new adversary mode, number one, it's the random one that Martin Madrazo sends you on your phone, so it's going to pop up every couple seconds. And number two, because it is so new, you're going to have random people just jumping out of their lobbies trying to play this adversary mode. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to be you and your super team versus 4 or 5 other random people that aren't going to be communicating. And obviously that swings the balance of power in your favor. When you know someone, you're able to communicate, you're likely going to be able to easily dominate those players that are just jumping randomly into the lobby, just wanting to try it out once or twice. So that is my first tip right there. My second tip is to try and do this in a playlist. So because there are 7 different Lost versus Damned adversary modes, you can add all of them to a playlist and you can do them back to back to back to back to back. And what this is going to do is it'll allow you to keep the same team members for the most part in a much easier fashion. That way no one will likely get disconnected. Number 2, you'll be able to do them quicker because instead of having to go to another loading screen, it'll simply just take you to the next job menu and you'll be able to start up the next adversary mode. And number 3, I've always thought that the playlists are quicker, they're easier to just jump from one to another, and it's just much simpler to do than trying to jump from 1, then to 2, then to 3. Like I said, too many variables there, you might get disconnected, which is obviously something you don't want because we're all about efficiency here. Now, speaking of efficiency, one of the few things you want to do when setting up the mission is to trying to set it up to go as many rounds as possible. So because it is going to be 2 times money and RP, the longer you play, the bigger your bonus is going to be. So try to set it to 6 rounds, the maximum number of time possible, the maximum number of kills as possible. And if you come out as the winner here, your cash is going to be so big, so large. So you want to max out all those settings because the way the Rockstar payout works, it kind of is done by time and how long you do something, and then slightly how well you do something. Obviously, the winners here are going to be making more than the losers. But if you took my tips from just a few minutes ago, then you should be winning almost every game. So that right there shouldn't be an issue. Now, let's talk about some tips and some tricks while you're in the game playing as the Angels versus the Demons. So when you're on the offense or when it's your time of the day to start attacking, basically what you want to do is obviously just run around like crazy, trying to find as many people as possible because it's going to be very difficult for them to kill you since they can only do melee attacks. And one thing you should do if you die, try to respawn as quickly as you can. Some people just kind of like wait out the timer. No, because you're limited on how much damage and kills you can get done in like a time cycle, you need to really like spam that button and respawn as quickly as possible. Now, on the opposite side, if you're hiding, what you should do if you're killed is take as long as possible to respawn. Now, I know you are rewarded for killing a team of the opposite member. You can actually deduct their score by 1, but it is really difficult to kill people on the opposite team. So what I recommend is if you're killed, just let that respawn timer take as long as it needs to, because that'll mean there are less people on the field for the other team to kill, which will give you an advantage and will waste their time. Now, another thing you should do is if you're on the defending team or the team that can't kill, use the environment to your advantage. So on many of the maps, there will be either trucks that you can jump into or there will be objects that you can get inside. For example, in the one on Stab City, I think it's Lost versus Damned number 2, there's actually a trailer that you can go inside that isn't typically opened in Grand Theft Auto Online free mode. So take advantage of that. Use it as cover, use the objects to your advantage. When you're on the defending side, don't just run around like a chicken with their head cut off. That's going to get you killed. That doesn't help anyone. You're not going to help your teammates, and you're just going to, feed the other team points basically. So you definitely don't want to do that. Now, let's talk about kind of how I feel about Lost versus Damned. I might be in the minority here, but I actually really like this game mode. Some people are complaining about it, and I understand the complaints, and there are some things that I think are a little bit one-sided. For example, I think that the Angels have a much easier time. Number one, they kill during the daytime, so it's super easy to see the Devils, and they also don't have as many things that give them away. The Devils, number one, have to hunt at nighttime, which makes it easier for the angels to hide, and especially with the Halloween weather, it makes it much more difficult to hunt them. But number two, you can see where the devils are going because their footsteps leave fire prints everywhere. So you can kind of like track where a devil's been. Number one, this will allow you to sneak up on them a little bit more easier and get kind of a pop shot quick kill. But number two, you can also say, okay, there's a demon nearby or a devil nearby. I need to watch out. I need to kind of stay away a little bit. So those are the sort of things that I wish they would balance out a little bit more. Bottom line, I think that if you're an angel, you're going to have a much easier time just because you've obviously got visibility on your side. You aren't as potent when people are hunting you. And one thing that's obviously made me really sad is the fact that the Halloween weather is only available in this adversary mode. Once again, it seems like Rockstar went to a lot of work to do this new weather pattern, yet they're only using it in an adversary mode. Now, I get that there's 7 total adversary modes, but at the same rate, I kind of wish they had introduced it maybe on Halloween. Now, Halloween isn't until Monday, so I'm still holding out hope that they might apply it to free mode, but it is kind of looking like it's only going to be locked to this adversary mode and is something that won't ever be used in free mode, which once again is kind of unfortunate. So bottom line here, I think this adversary mode is awesome. I think that unfortunately it's a little bit time sensitive and kind of nichey towards the Halloween season, but because it is double money NRP right now, I think you should ignore everything about this adversary mode and simply go at it for the money. Like I said, I know some people don't like the adversary modes, might not love Lost versus Damned, but this is an incredible money-making opportunity that you simply can't ignore. So take advantage of it while it's here, and you can easily make millions. But anyways, that's all the information that I have for you guys in this video today. Let me know in the comment section down below your experiences with Lost versus Damned. How have you been dealing with it so far? Have you been making tons of money? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section right now. If you did go on to enjoy the video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.